Have you ever wanted to say something in English, but your voice just disappeared? Your heart beats fast, your hands shake, and you think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? If this sounds like you, keep watching because today, I'm going to share something powerful. You will not only learn how to overcome the fear of speaking English, but also how to feel confident, calm, and even excited when you open your mouth to speak. Welcome to Mimspuong English. This is the place where you can practice real English, learn with confidence, and grow step by step. If you are new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and join our community of English learners all around the world. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like. Your support keeps me creating more lessons for you. Now, let's start with a question. Why are you afraid to speak English? Think about it. Maybe it's because you don't want to sound silly. Maybe you are worried about grammar mistakes. Maybe you think your accent is not good enough. Or maybe you compare yourself to other people and feel small. Do you know the truth? Every single English learner, including me when I first learned another language, has felt that fear. Fear is normal, but fear does not need to control you. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my students, from Vietnam, used to freeze whenever she had to speak English. In class, she would write everything down but never raise her hand. She thought everyone else was better than her. But then, something changed. She learned one powerful secret. People do not care as much as you think. When she finally tried speaking, yes, she made mistakes. But guess what? People listened to her message, not her mistakes. And little by little, her confidence grew. Today, she speaks with international colleagues every day. So here's your first motivational tip. Progress is more important than perfection. Say it with me. Progress is more important than perfection. When you speak English, you are practicing, you are growing. You don't need to be perfect to be understood. In fact, many native speakers are not perfect either. They forget words. They pause, they correct themselves. So why should you expect yourself to be perfect? Now, I want you to imagine this. Picture yourself in a small group, maybe 3 or 4 people. You are sharing a simple story in English, maybe about your favorite food or your family. You are smiling. People are listening. They nod. They understand you. Do you feel that is confidence? And that confidence is possible for you too. Before I give you the next tip, let me ask you something. What do you fear the most about speaking English? Is it grammar mistakes, vocabulary, or pronunciation? Write it down in the comments. I want to hear from you because when you write it down, you are already taking the first step to face your fear. Now, here is the second motivational tip. Change the voice in your head. You know that voice, right? The one that says, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'll embarrass myself. That voice is a liar. Replace it with a new voice, a stronger voice, one that says, I am learning. I am improving. I can do this. Every time you feel afraid, speak that new sentence to yourself. It sounds simple, but it works. I remember when I first moved to the United States and tried learning another language myself. I felt so small. I remember standing in line at a coffee shop, rehearsing my order again and again. When it was finally my turn, my tongue felt heavy. I made mistakes, but I also smiled, and the person understood me. And every time I practiced, it got easier. that's exactly what will happen for you. So here's your challenge. The next time you have an opportunity to speak English, don't run away. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Take a deep breath, smile, and just say one simple sentence. Maybe, how are you? Maybe my name is, That small step is a victory. Celebrate it. Remember, fear is like a shadow. If you run away from it, it follows you. But if you turn and face it, it gets smaller. Speaking English is not about being fearless. It's about being brave. Even when you feel afraid, you are in a classroom or maybe at work and someone asks you a question in English, your heart starts to beat very fast. Your hands feel a little cold. You know the words in your head, but somehow your mouth will not say them. Does this sound familiar to you? If it does, I want you to know that you are not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel exactly the same way. But here is the good news. Fear can be changed into courage. Think about when you first learned how to ride a bicycle. At first, you were scared. You were afraid to fall. But once you tried again and again, you finally did it. And now, riding a bicycle feels natural. Speaking English is the same. At first, it feels big and scary, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. I want you to try something right now with me. Take a deep breath in, hold it for 2 seconds, and now let it out slowly. Do it one more time. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Do you feel calmer? This small exercise helps you relax before speaking English. When you are relaxed, your brain works better and your words come more easily. Another powerful tip is to practice speaking English in very small steps. Many learners wait for the perfect time to start speaking. They wait until they know all the grammar rules or every vocabulary word. But let me tell you a secret. That time will never come. You will never know everything. The best way to learn is to start small. For example, choose one sentence and use it today. Maybe you say, "Good morning, how are you?" to someone. That one small step builds your confidence. Tomorrow, you can add another sentence. Step by step, your fear will shrink. I also want you to think about this question. What is the worst thing that can happen if you make a mistake in English? Will people laugh at you? Maybe, but more often, they will understand that you are learning and they will respect your efforts. Even native speakers make mistakes in their own language. Making mistakes is not the end. Making mistakes is the beginning of learning. Let me share a quick story with you. One of my students, Maria, used to be very afraid of speaking English. She thought people would laugh at her accent. She stayed quiet in every class. One day, I encouraged her to share just one short sentence. She said, "I like coffee." Everyone smiled and clapped for her. That small moment gave her so much courage. Today, Maria speaks English confidently at her job. It all started with one simple sentence. So I want you to remember, speaking English is not about being perfect. It is about being brave. Every time you open your mouth and say something in English, you are winning. You are moving forward, and the more you do it, the less fear you will feel. Before we move on, I would love to know your story. Do you feel nervous when speaking English? If yes, tell me in the comments below. I read every comment, and your story might inspire another learner who is watching this video. Great. Let's continue the journey. Now that we understand fear is normal, let's talk about how to practice speaking English every single day. Even if you don't have a speaking partner, Many learners think they can only practice with a teacher or a native speaker. But the truth is, you can practice anytime, anywhere, and you don't need anyone else to start. The first method is shadowing. This is one of the most powerful techniques to improve your speaking and listening. Here's how it works. You listen to a short piece of English audio, like this video, and you repeat after me, copying the rhythm, speed, and pronunciation. It's like being a shadow that follows every move. For example, listen to me say, now you repeat after me, good. Let's try another one. I am learning every day. Repeat it. Excellent. When you do this regularly, your brain and mouth learn to work together, and your English will sound much more natural. The second method is self-talk. This means you talk to yourself in English during the day. For example, when you wake up, you can say, I am brushing my teeth. Or when you are cooking, say, I am cutting vegetables. You are not only practicing vocabulary, but also training your brain to think in English. It may feel strange at first, but it is very effective. The third method is recording yourself. Take your phone, record your voice while reading a short text or just speaking freely. Then, listen to the recording. Don't worry if you sound different from what you expect. This exercise helps you notice your mistakes and track your progress. Over time, you will see how much clearer and smoother your English becomes. Another idea is to sing in English. Yes, really, singing your favorite English songs helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. You don't need to sing perfectly. The goal is to let the language flow out of your mouth. And here's a very important tip. Make it a daily habit. Even 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. Consistency is the key to success. Think of English like a muscle. If you exercise it a little every day, it grows stronger. Let me share a short success story. My student Ahmed used to believe he could not practice without a teacher. I told him to try shadowing videos for 10 minutes each day. He did this for 3 months. One day, he surprised himself when he spoke fluently with a tourist who asked for direction. He didn't translate in his head. The words just came out naturally. That is the magic of daily practice. So, here is your challenge. Starting today, choose one of these methods: shadowing, self-talk, recording, or singing, and do it for just 5 minutes. Write in the comments which method you will try. When you say it out loud, you make a promise to yourself. Up until now, we've talked about daily practice methods like shadowing, self-talk, and recording. But here's the next big step: learning how to think in English. Many learners struggle because they try to translate every word from their native language into English before speaking. This makes sentences slow and sometimes incorrect. For example, if you think in your own language first, then translate, by the time you finish, the conversation has already moved on. That's why it's so important to train your brain to think directly in English. So, how do you start? The first step is use simple English words. Don't try to make long or complex sentences in the beginnings. For example, instead of thinking, I would like to have a cup of tea because I feel tired, you can just think, I want tea, I am tired. Simple thoughts in English are easier to build on you. The second step is label your world. Look around your room right now. Say the names of objects in English: chair, table, phone, book. Then make small sentences. This is my chair. The book is on the table. When you train your brain to connect objects directly to English words, translation disappears. The third step is use English for your feelings. For example, when you are happy, tell yourself, I feel good. When you are hungry, say, I am hungry. Even if you are not speaking to anyone, you are teaching your mind to process emotions in English. Another method is story building. Choose 3 random words, like dog, park, ball. Then make a short story. The dog runs to the park. He plays with a ball. This exercise is fun and helps you think quickly in English without translating. Remember, it's okay if your sentences are short or simple at first. Fluency grows step by step. Think of a child learning to speak. First, they use single words, then small phrases, later, full sentences. You are doing the same with English. Here's a real story. My student Maria used to translate everything in her head from Spanish to English. She felt nervous and slow. I told her to practice thinking in English about her daily routine. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast. After a few weeks, she stopped translating. Now, when she speaks, her words come naturally and much faster. So, here is your challenge. Choose a part of your day, maybe your morning routine or your walk to school, and describe it in English just in your mind. For example, I open the door, I walk outside, the sun is bright. Do this every day, and soon you will notice a big change. Now that you know how to think in English, the next step is to sound clear and natural when you speak. This means improving your pronunciation. Many English learners worry that their accent is wrong. But let me tell you a secret. Having an accent is not a problem. Everyone has an accent, even native speakers. What really matters is being understood clearly. So, how can you improve your pronunciation? Tip 1. Listen carefully. Before you can speak clearly, you need to hear how words are really pronounced. Choose short audio clips, maybe 10-15 seconds, from podcasts, movies, or YouTube. Listen again and again. Notice the rhythm, the stress, and the melody of the sentence. English is like music. Tip 2. Shadow the speaker. Remember the shadowing technique. Play the clip and repeat right after the speaker, almost like you're copying their voice. Don't just focus on the words, copy the speed, tone, and emotion. This is how your mouth and ears learn to feel English. Tip 3. Practice problem sounds. For many learners, certain sounds are difficult. For example, the tie and think, or this, some people say sink instead of think. That's okay. Just practice slowly. Put your tongue gently between your teeth and blow air out the think. Do it many times until it feels natural. Tip 4. Record yourself. Speak a short paragraph. Then listen to the recording and compare it with a native speaker. Maybe you notice your R is too soft or your words are too flat. Don't worry. Awareness is the first step to improvement. Tip 5. Use mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and watch how your mouth moves when you speak English. Are your lips wide enough? Is your tongue moving? This technique is simple but powerful. Let me share a short story. My student Ahmed used to avoid speaking because people often asked him to repeat himself. He felt shy. I told him to practice shadowing his favorite movie scenes and record himself daily. After 1 month, he said, "Teacher, for the first time, people understand me on the phone." His confidence grew because his pronunciation became clear. Here's an exercise you can try right now. Say the sentence, she sells seashells by the seashore. Slowly first, then faster. This tongue twister helps with the sh sound. Try it 3 times today. Remember, pronunciation is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every day, your voice will get clearer and stronger. Congratulations, my friend. You've reached the last part of this journey. Let's take a moment to look back at what you've learned. In part 1, you discovered the shadowing technique, the most powerful way to train your brain, mouth, and ears to work together in English. In part 2, we talked about creating daily habits, even just 10 minutes a day, to build consistency. In part 3, you learned how to think in English, not just translate from your native language. In part 4, you explored how to practice speaking alone so you don't have to wait for a partner. In part 5, we focused on pronunciation and how to sound clear and confident. Now, in this final part, I want to give you 2 important lessons. 1, learning English is a journey, not a race. Don't compare yourself with others. Some people learn faster, some slower. That's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward every day. Even one small step is progress. 2, confidence is more important than perfection. Many learners wait until their English is perfect before speaking, but that day never comes. Instead, speak now. Make mistakes. Smile. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. Here's a short motivational story. One of my students, Maria, moved to the U.S. She was afraid to order food because she thought her English was bad. But after practicing shadowing for 2 weeks, she told herself, I will try, even if I make mistakes. It's okay. She went to a cafe, ordered coffee, and guess what? The barista understood her. That moment gave her so much confidence. Now, she speaks English every day without fear. I want you to remember this. Your voice matters. Your English is good enough to share your ideas with the world. So, what's your next step? Choose one short video or story in English. Shadow it daily for 1 week. Record yourself once at the beginning and once at the end. Compare the 2. You will be amazed by your progress. Finally, I want to say this directly to you. Don't give up. Keep practicing. Every word you speak brings you closer to fluency. You can do it. I believe in you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go out there, practice shadowing, and let English open new doors in your life.